Good morning and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Thursday, the 29th of April, and Dude, who is snoring at my feet. This morning, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our frontline workers and healing and appreciation and a few things wrapped up like that. I've told you, I think, on a couple of occasions that every morning I try to take a few minutes and just to center myself in prayer and meditate. And I imagine myself sitting with Jesus, and often that I just empty my mind and allow the Spirit to take us where she will. And yesterday morning, as I was sitting at about 6:30 in the morning and the sun was trying to come through the clouds, I sat down and I said good morning to Jesus and invited him to join me in my day. And we were sitting on the bench, and I had some questions I had that I thought, I'd like to start talking about with him. And all of a sudden, I realized that I was not in control of this particular meditation because I realized that he had taken me. We were in the middle of an ICU in a hospital. And it was really powerful because it was a COVID ICU. And I realized that I seemed to be sort of out of the way, hovering, watching what was happening. And I watched Jesus walking from bed to bed, laying hands on each person. And for those people who were having trouble breathing, he leaned forward and it looked like he kissed them, like he was giving them CPR. It was artificial respiration or something. It was just beautiful. He gently lowered his face to theirs and he breathed breath into their lungs. I would love to say that as I watched this, every one of them was healed and they were able to stand up, come off the respirators or the intubation and go home healthy. That's not what I saw. What I saw was some people were healed. Some people began to feel better. Their heart rates leveled out and their oxygen levels were going up as I watched. But all of them were healed spiritually. That regardless of what happened to their body through this disease, through this virus, their souls were healed. And after he had walked and spent time with every single person in this ICU room that we were in, he started walking toward each of the caregivers, the nurses and the nurses' aides and the technicians and the doctors and the caretakers and the custodians and the housekeeping staff. And each person he stopped and he laid hands on them and he hugged them. And it was powerful. As he hugged them, as he laid hands on them, he breathed into their ears that he appreciated what they were doing. And he recognized the sacrifices they were making, the chances they were taking on their own lives and those of their families to whom they would go home every day. And healing happened there too. I know this was just my imagination. Well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was the Spirit. Maybe it was a vision. Maybe it was a moment of being able to be transported to something else, courtesy of the Holy Spirit and Jesus himself. But either way, I came out of that time feeling not disappointed that I hadn't had my questions answered, but very much feeling that I had had some questions answered, I should say. And feeling like there's something that we should be doing, something that we need to be doing practically. And in this time of COVID, what can we do? What possible thing could we do? We are supposed to stay safe, stay away from each other, keep each other from ending up in the hospital. Praying, obviously, for those people who are there. Praying for, like little baby C, that Bishop Jane asked us yesterday to pray for, who has contracted COVID. We are to pray for them, but we need to pray for the frontline workers as well, in the hospitals, in the grocery stores, in pharmacies, wherever, truck drivers delivering groceries and medicines and all of those things that we need. We need to pray for them. But it occurred to me that maybe we could do something more. And so I have decided that I apologize. I've got to get a Kleenex here. I decided that the parish of the wee parish of Wainwright and Edgerton, hence we're going to make a card, and we're going to sign it, and we're going to ask the chaplain at the hospital in Wainwright to give it to the staff, to present it to them in some way, shape, or form, just as an appreciation. So on Monday, the 10th of May, from 10 o'clock until 2 o'clock like 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., and then from 6 until 7 p.m., I will be at St. Thomas Anglican Church in Wainwright to invite people to come by and sort of do a curbside signing of a big card made of Bristol board that I'll do up, just to say thank you, to write a little note to all the folks at the hospital who are working so hard, just to say thank you to them for what they're doing. And I also will then be at St. Mary's in Edgerton on Tuesday, May the 11th, from 10 until 2 to do the same thing. And I invite people, not just members of the congregation, but people from our communities to come out. And I'll try to pop those up on Facebook closer to those days and invite people to come. But I think also with our prayers, there needs to be some kind of action. There are lots of people who are really struggling because of their hours being cut or jobs being lost, with not as many people being able to work, with restaurants having to go to outside, patio service. Not everybody can do that. There are places that have closed down completely, and we have a lot of people that we probably don't realize need a little help. And so I would like to sort of combine our card signing in appreciation for the work of our frontline workers in the hospital with a food drive. Rob is making a brand new, from scratch, he's made a brand new beautiful box for the food bank to be housed at St. Thomas that we'll use on Sundays when we come back to church in person to collect our goods to go off to the Wainwright area food bank. But we'll inaugurate it that day. We'll collect food for the food bank, for the Wainwright food bank, because that is the food bank primarily that is used in the MD in this area. So for folks in Edgerton and Wainwright, we'll pop all that stuff in there and deliver it to the food bank. But we will deliver all of that food to the food bank on behalf of the frontline workers. That although we are the ones who will be collecting it and delivering it, we will acknowledge and say that this all is from and in honor of all of those folks who are working on the front lines, who are essential service workers, whether it's the hospital or the grocery store or our garbage pickup people, the folks who keep the roads safe, our police officers and fire department, even our military who are working hard to make sure that they stay safe so that they can make sure the country stays safe. There are a lot of people who don't get to stay home and work from home, and we need to honor them. So I invite you to participate in that. Spread the word. Share with your friends. Every time you go shopping between now and the 10th or 11th of May, pick up an extra couple of things that you can drop by to one of the churches. And let's see if we can't fill up the food bank here in Wainwright. If you're not living in Wainwright or Edgerton or around that area, I know we've got folks who are, watching from afar, then on May 10th and 11th, do the same thing. Make up a card, get some folks together to sign it, and take it to your local healthcare clinic or a hospital or someplace, a fire department or someplace where people who are working hard on your behalf can be shown your appreciation. Collect food for your local food banks. Take a picture of those things and pop them on the Facebook page for Church at Home or on one of my the church websites or church Facebook pages or on my Facebook page so we can share with everybody what we're doing. I don't know whether this will be a great success or not, but I'm counting on you to help me to make it one. Let's do something tangible. Let's physically say thank you through a card, to say thank you to our frontline workers, those people who are putting themselves at risk, so that those of us who need them, who need their help, will be able to receive that help, because that is not a given in our world today. Lots of places are really struggling around, hearing about India on the news and places like that. So let's do that. Let's figure out ways that we can share our appreciation tangibly. Here in the parish of Wainwright and Edgerton, St. Thomas and St. Mary's, we're going to sign a card, collect some food for the food bank. So blow me away, folks. Let's collect a lot of food. Let's collect so much food that it takes Rob and I, both our vehicles, to fill them up and take it to the food bank. Let's fill up this card with well wishes and appreciation, and really let the folks know at the hospital that we do appreciate what they're doing and they have not been forgotten. And wherever you are, we need to keep that in mind, that every day when I say to you, stay safe, stay home, there are lots of people who, by no choice of their own, but simply because they are doing as they are called to do, they walk into harm's way on our behalf. And we cannot say enough about that. They are the face and the hands and feet of Jesus on those ICU wards. They are the people who are sharing grace, whether they're Christian or not. They are the ones who are sharing grace and peace and giving hope to people who can't see their families because they're in a hospital and during a time when visitors aren't allowed. I believe that my vision this morning, or whatever that imagination was a gift from God to wake me up, and hopefully to wake all of us up to see that Jesus is present in their midst, but we need to recognize that as well. We need to be praying for them, acknowledging what they're doing and giving thanks. So, as I said, on May 10th from 10 until 2 and from 6 until 7 at St. Thomas and Wainwright, and on Tuesday, May 11th from 10 until 2 in Edgerton, come on out to the church and we'll do a curbside signing of this card, and bring your food for the food bank. Bring as much as you can. I'll make sure it gets there on your behalf safely, always maintaining distances. But let's see if we can't make this one heck of a food drive on behalf of our frontline workers who are giving their all. I will speak to you more about this as the day gets closer, but remember, May 10th for Wainwright, May 11th for Edgerton, and we will see what we can do for our community in appreciation. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe, stay home if you can, and for those of you who might be on essential workers, please receive our appreciation. Be careful, and know that if there's anything that we can do, just let us know. We will help. In God's name, I pray that we will be able to help you. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great day. God bless, and I will see you tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachel for Friday.